the BMW style.
Yeah, raced here at Cape Isle Drivers. Also did a stint out at Vescus as Cody Alberts gives us the thumbs up out of that very, very brightly colored BMW, the man that's there in pole position. And yes, the Progress Precision Engineering BMW of Marco Retta, a man that does oval track and has now progressed into a main circuit. I see that Ford Mustang safety car has been driven by the Dolphin himself, by Full Herald, all race kitted. Look at that. The Master Drive Performance Ford Mustang being driven by Full Herald. He is our safety car driver for today, as Full will lead this field of Thermofires, Clubman's, Saloon cars off the line. Full busy making his way into turn number 1 with the Ford Mustang, and now the green flag waves, Gary, as Cody Alberts leads the field of Clubman's cars towards turn 1.
Well, I had a chat with Eugene Norse of Master Drive this morning. He was driving a red Mustang, so I said to him, "But this is the one we're going to use for pace car today." He said, no, my other one, the other one. They're going to be using that one for the pace cars. So Master Drive got 2 of those beautiful Mustangs. And as we said earlier on, we'll probably have a chat with Eugene Norse from Master Drive on the Second Gear Talk Show at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night, and we'll try and answer the questions that everybody's asking. What's happening to the spinning pitch down at Kalani International Raceway?
Right, so the yellow Master Drive Ford Mustang V8 is the safety car. The chase car is the medic vehicle that's making its way out of turn number 1, as the safety car leads them towards turn 3, towards Interceptor corner. Slowly but surely, the Ford Mustang works its way out of Interceptor, working its way up the hill, the Tygerberg Straight, towards a double right-hander turn 4, that is Saddle Sweep.
Nice to see lots and lots of people around the circuit, and well, always knew Ford and Freems was going to be good, but wow, this is above all expectations. Up the Tygerberg Straight they go. Morning to the folks in the grandstand. Nice to see it's filling up there nicely. I don't know if it's always nice to be out of the sun in the middle of summer, but I think the folks in the grandstand would like to not have the cover over the top of them at the moment. A little bit of Cape Town winter sun coming through as the Master Drive Mustang works its way down the back main. Cody Alberts and the man from Progress Precision alongside him, Marco Retta. That is going to be a biggie. Ahmad on the second row of the grid. You've got to expect he's going to be competitive at the front end of the field. Jess Huggett, the first of, as Frankie said, non-BMW products that's out there. And he doesn't have the same kind of power, but he's got the driving ability to take whatever he's got and take it close to the front end of the pack.
Right, down that back straight, the safety car leads them towards turn 5, leading them towards Fostron corner. It's a slow pace that Full Herald is leading these Thermofires, Clubman's cars around.
You think he's trying to calm them down? It ain't going to work.
It's not just going to make them all more nervous. They want to see that red lights go off as soon as possible and not hang around. But what Full is doing is exactly the right thing, as he peels off towards the pit lane. The lights on pit road will be on. Yep. And now the pace will be dictated by Cody Alberts. He'll keep that very same pace as they work their way towards the line. Gary, here they come. Take them off the line.
Watch Ahmad. Watch Shane Smith on the second row. Oh, they get the lights off very, very late. So it'll be a slower. Oh, problems for Cody Alberts. Cody Alberts just didn't get off the line very great. Lots and lots of tire smoke. Serious lockup. We've got a Golf that's gone for. Is that Kiara? That could be Kiara. No, yes, it is Kiara. I think Kiara van Niekerk's gone off on the entrance to the first corner.
Yeah, that's a yellow flag there in turn number 1. No overtaking, although they're out of turn 1 already, but it's definitely the Wingfield Motors and Best Price. No, it's not. It's not. There Kiara's going through turn number 2 right now. That is not Chiara van Niekerk.
Achmag's out of it as well, Frankie, as he's slowed it right down.
And now Chiara van Niekerk has spun it because she spun on the exit of turn number 2.
How's that for commentators, Chris?
Yeah, but she will rejoin, but she'll rejoin right at the back of the field.
Wow, action aplenty. So going out into back lane, who's going to be leading them out? The man from Progress Precision Engineering. He leads them out as he works his way down the back lane. He started on the front row of the grid alongside Cody Alberts. And while he's managed to get the drop on Cody, he blew off the line. He got a perfect start off the line. And he got to the front end of the pack. Cody Alberts, the fastest qualifier. Marco Retta, the second fastest qualifier. They are first and second as Shane Smith just closes the line on Jess Huggett coming out of Pertamina Fastron.
Right, so as they make their way down into turn number 1, Tiny's got the binoculars. He'll try and get a number on that Golf that is stuck there. They're not allowed to overtake. They are side by side. And Shane Smith sits right up on the inside of Jess Huggett. Huggett sits on his outside. He's not allowed to make that move on Jess. Well, I'm sure he can make the move now. Yes, he can. As they were side by side. So, working their way out of turn number 2. Out of Quarry Corner. It is Marco Retta that sits out there in P1. Cody Alberts is in second. Then it's Ahmad. Then it's a little bit of a gap as they race through the kink towards turn number 3. And here comes Jesse Huggett on Shane Smith. Jess sitting up on the inside. Shane holding that line. And right in there behind them is Daniel Kutsia and the 8-call 24/7 Golf of Dr. Mike Verrier.
Well, those Class A cars up front, that's interesting stuff. It's only Ahmad that's not one of those Class A's. It's Albert, Huggett, and Smith. And then Michael Lucio down in 16th, so he's the fourth of the Class A cars, but didn't qualify well and finds himself a long way down.
Right, as they work their way down that back straight, that's that front group of cars. There, Shane has a look up on the inside of Jess Huggett. Right behind them is the Golf 5 of Mike Verrier. As the leaders work their way under the Wingfield Motors and City of Cape Town Bridge into turn number 1, comes this group of front running cars. They work their way.
Oh, Frankie, we got a spinner, and that just before the bus stop, coming out into the front main. It's it looks like a Mark 1 Golf. I can see the back of the car is red, but we'll have to try and pick up who it is when the car comes closer.
I'll tell you now, that's Graham van Rooyen. That's Van Rooyen that's lost that car there. It's right there by Park Vermey, by the scrutineering bays.
Well, he gets that one all together. So it's all about Retta at this stage of the fight. That's just blowing away at the front end of the field. The 123.095 by Marco Retta. But there's fights all over the circuit, one of which is that of Dr. Mike Verrier with Yusuf Hendricks right in there behind him. 2 Class X cars as they work their way up the Tigerberg Straight.
Yeah, there's little battles happening all over, but down the back straight goes the leader, heading towards turn number 5. Marco Retta heading towards Fostron with the pole sitter Cody Alberts in that second position as they race towards turn 5. Then Ahmad in third as they work their way through. Then is that Jess Huggett that's in there behind Ahmad? Yes,
Yep.
it is. So what has happened to Shane Smith?
Whoa, we got a blow up. We got a massive blow up, and you can see the car up against the wall on the outside of turn number 3. We were looking down at Cape Town Corner, but there's smoke that's all the way from the start-finish line on the Cape L Drivers Oval all the way down to there. Wow, whatever it, I can't even see the number. There's so much smoke down there. At the moment.
Gary, I was asking what's happened to Shane Smith. He's standing square on the back main, coming out of turn 5, coming out of saddle sweep.
And that driver side on.
Yeah, so when Jess went into turn 5, I still said, you wonder what's happened to Shane. And I picked him up now out the back window of the commentary box. And that BM is standing virtually square on the exit. And I think that might be the reason why we've got the red flag. Just guessing.
Well, apart from what we have down on the exit of turn 3, wow. Hectic stuff. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to try and have a look at the replays on this one. I must say some lovely camera footage that's been done by the young lady at IMUSAT offices. I'll be going down there after this one and take over the camera work for the next couple of races thereafter. But some lovely camera work that's been done for us this morning. So a big thanks to our director of camera work. And I think it's only a second time that she's actually been doing the camera work. So big thanks to her. And yeah, she's got it all right. Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, Class E, Class F, and Class X in the Thermo Clubman Saloons. Action aplenty everywhere around the circuit.
Oh, look, that car that's blown its motor, that car's off the circuit up against the retaining wall. And so the red flag would have been for the Shane Smith BMW that is standing virtually square in the middle of the circuit at the exit of turn 4 saddle sweep, as the Clubman's cars work their way past that situation. The safety car is there, the breakdown services is there, the medical car is there, everybody having a look to see what the situation was, and hopefully our camera picked that situation up, because we did not see that situation at the exit of saddle sweep.
Unlikely, Frankie, because where the camera is, having done camera work recently, I'm getting to know where the cameras are. Very, very unlikely that that would have been picked up on a close shot. It could only be on a long shot from the bottom end of the back main, but maybe the beginning of that action would have been picked up, because that's a static camera that's down on that side. We just give our camera director an opportunity to see if they can get some footage of that for us. But wow, there was just so much happening. We were looking down in Cape Town corner. Meantime, clouds of smoke and action down in turn 3. Medical vehicle has stayed down there in turn 3. We know that Shane is okay, because we saw him get out of the car, but we can only see the left-hand side of the car. I don't think the right-hand side looks the same as the left-hand side, because it's a little bit closer to the ground.
Yeah, the ambulance is down there at the exit of Interceptor Corner, as Gary was saying.
Oh, Frankie, here you go. Here you can see the Golf running off circuit and running up towards the wall. Lots and lots of smoke. I think it blew the engine, the gearbox, the alternator, the starter, and the distributor all at the same time, because it's just one big cloud of smoke. And that, in fact, could have been the same Golf that spun coming out of 5.
Yeah, I think that is Michael Flynn. Tiny was saying to me the driver's surname is Flynn.
Did you say is or was? Was.
Was, yeah. So I think he runs in Class E, if I'm not mistaken. Does Flynn? He does. Michael Flynn. He runs in Class D, does Mike Flynn. And here we can have a look and see the BMW off the circuit, bouncing all over the place, and then obviously spinning it around. You can't see anymore, because that's where the camera loses it.
Yeah.
And then he just tries to rectify, and he turns himself around.
There you can see, for the folks at home, wow, massive blow up with the Golf. Look at that.
Yeah, that's Michael Flynn.
That's expensive oil. No, wrong. That's the expensive blow up, period. Well, the good thing is that he won't have to do any stripping to see what's wrong. There'll be a big enough inspection hole to look right through from the inside to the left-hand side.
One of those you can put a coffee mug through, one of those inspection holes.
Coffee, Frankie? Yes, yeah. Just pass it through cylinder number 2, left to right.
Right, so we are under red flag here at Kalani International Raceway for the folks around the track and those that are watching the production at home, because we've had chaos out there. We've had Michael Flynn's Golf expire on the exit of turn 3 Interceptor Corner. He pulled the car up against the wall on the outside between 3 and 4. And then we've had the Shane Smith BMW get itself in a bit of a knot. And then by trying to over-rectify, he spun it around and stalled the car on the track. And that brought out the red flag. And we have done, well, there's still 6 laps to go, according to our monitor here. Or now it says 5 laps to go. So we haven't reached that 77% yet.
Nope, not at all. Now the question comes, do they allow this one to carry on, or do they send it back to pits and call it a race? I think they'll let the race carry on. Looking at the trajectory of the Shane car that went off, Shane Smith, I do believe he hit the tire barrier on the right-hand side underneath the Harp Motorsport roofing that we can't see from the side, and also in a blind spot for the cameras. And I think that is why the right-hand side of the car is a whole heap lower. Our 2 frontline cars, Marco Retta from Progress Precision and Cody Alberts from the Jenkins stable, they are standing at the back end of the pack, so the necessary movements are being made to swap, chop, change everybody, and they just quietly sitting at the back saying, we know we'll be brought through to the front. Marshals, the A-team, doing a brilliant job as always. And Frankie, I see here the ambulance coming back into the pits. Doesn't look hasty whatsoever. So I suppose that's a good sign.
Yeah, no, there's no problem with Michael Flynn. I think they were just standing there to make sure that everything is fine. The flatbed is now loading up the Shane Smith BMW. Shane is out of the car, so he seems to be okay. So who have we got left
Oh,
here?
Frankie, here's another replay. And remember I said the second camera shot is a long, long way back. So you only get a long shot of it. You can see there he goes off. And there he comes towards the tire barrier and bang, hits the tire barrier on the inside. So I think there's a lot of damage to motor cars, but there's a lot of damage in turn 4. It's the second car that's gone off in turn 4 this morning.
Yeah, so but trying to rectify and over-rectify, ended up hitting the barriers just there behind the back end of Harp Motorsport, where we cannot see from here.
Oh, there's what's left of that car. Hectic stuff. I've never seen that camera shot before. I think that's a security camera shot. That's not one of our normal ones. So well done to the director of camera photography down in the IMUSAT office. And in fact, a big thanks to Stephen Rhodes. That's done massive changes for all the IMUSAT equipment and bringing lots more equipment up here into the commentary box, moving all their stuff across onto the top of the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 pit in the old pit complex. They need more space. They've just got so much equipment. There you see another one of the replays, Frankie. That was the Golf that went off on the exit of Pertamina Fastron, back onto the track and then back off again.
Yeah, that was the Graham van Rooyen Golf that found itself in a spot of bother at the exit of turn 5 Fastron and parked that car right up there against the Park for May scrutineering area.
Wow, talk about action. Margareta works his way from the back end of the pack up towards the front end. Progress Precision engineering car alongside Cody Alberts. Where's Ahmad? I don't see Ahmad. Oh dear.
You're right.
No, where's Cody? Wow.
Where is Ahmad? That's the question. They are sorting them out now. And there is cars all over the place. So they're going to do a 5-lapper. Emil Brandt of Tiny's Pit Box just giving us confirmation that we will be having a 5-lap race. So we haven't got to that 77% yet. So we are still going to do a 5-lapper. And Marco Retta and Cody Alberts will lock out the front row of the grid. Jess Huggett sitting patiently there in the Vescar Bakwerke Auto Lift and the Full West VW Jetta 2, waiting for the restart.
Frankie, who was in 5th position?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Who else are we missing? It's Ahmad and Shane Smith.
Yeah, Shane
that was
Smith.
Shane Smith
Yes,
that was there.
Yes.
So
Shane
yeah,
Smith
3rd and
Ahmad
5th.
Not there.
3rd and 5th place that is open on the grid. So Jess Huggett was having a lovely battle with them. Now it's going to be a whole heap more lonely. The closest car to him is, in fact, the 46 of Daniel Kutsia. And he, once again, is the leading Class B entry. Matter of time until Daniel Kutsia, getting better and better all the time, will probably move up to Class A and become yet another Class A contender.
Yeah, so who have we got out there other than Marco Retta, Cody Alberts, and Jess Huggett? We've got Daniel Kutsia there. Then we've got Josef Hendricks in that 61 Class X. Mike Vera's there. Paul Minnick is there. And then the man we call Eugene Gaspy. We'll find out how to pronounce his first name as time goes on. Andrew Honeywell is there. The D class, D14, that's Gary Manwaring. And then behind him is the returning 64 Golf of Michael Lussier.
Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Smile 90.4, the main media sponsor, linked up media partner, should I say, for Kalani International. A big thanks to Hyundai Milton for the West Province Motor Club shuttle that has been running with Carl behind the steering wheel for years and years and years. That's something which I, in fact, proudly initiated the better part of 6, 7, 8 years ago. And it's just carried on ever since. Hyundai Milton, the local Hyundai dealership, making those vehicles available for every single meeting. And on some of the meetings, even making 2 vehicles available. So big thanks to Hyundai Milton for being on board with Western Province Motor Club.
Morning, everybody. Franz Butler, Mike's side. Just to let you know, Ford and Friends down at the Bull Bar. That's the big stand down on the far side there by the South African fruit terminals. There's a beautiful show and exhibition there of old Ford cars. So if you are down that side, that neck of the woods, pop down there, go have a look. And you can go down there. There's also lots of eateries and drinkteries and all the rest there. So make your way down to the Bull Bar. Lots and lots to see there as the Clubmans get underway again. Gary's just broken away. He's gone for a quick biological break. So I'll quickly jump in here with Frankie and take you guys on to let you know what's going down.
Right, so here we go. 5 laps as Adam Omar, that's the X24 Golf that's making its way out of pit lane now, rejoins with 5 laps left as Full Herald takes the Ford Mustang through turn number 2, and Margaretta will lead the field into turn 2, followed by Cody Alberts, Jess Huggett, Daniel Kutsia, Mike Verrier, Josef Hendricks. That's a Class X BM. Then behind him is Eugene Gaspry in the Silver Dream Racer. Behind him is Paul Minnick. Andrew Honeywell is in there. Behind Honeywell, we'll have a look. That is Gary Manwaring, Michael Lessieur, Jan Tischendorf. The whole lot of them are in there as the Clubman's Francois work their way out of turn 3, out of Interceptor corner.
Yeah, eventful racing early in the day, yeah. And the Master Drive Mustang leads them up towards Sorrel van der Merwe corner. Nice and easy does it. Gets the crowd bunching up nicely behind each other. Who want to work their way down the back straight towards Bertamina Fastron corner. And guys weaving to get some heat into those tires. They're going to be a little bit cold now. And it's going to be an exciting race. I'm going to hand it back over to Gary. He's mustered his way back. He's testing his fitness levels today, doing a little bit of stair work. And I can tell him that it only gets better. But over to Gary.
Right, so as Gary rejoins us again, he just went down to race control. He's back up with us in the commentary box.
Only half of me. The other half still breathing down the bottom somewhere.
So once again, Full leading them around. Nice slow pace.
I think he does it on purpose. He enjoys driving the Master Drive Mustang.
Well, I came in through the bikers section here this morning and I greeted him. He pointed to the car and he said to me, mine. That was the only word that came out of his mouth. So, okay, it's yours, Full. You can have it for the day.
The happy dolphin. So the only difference on the front row of the grid is the Margaretta moves to the pole position. And the man that lost out on the pull-away moves across to the right-hand side of the grid. Let's hope everybody that's in there can make it through till the end.
Right, so the Ford Mustang safety car pulls off. The red lights on pit lane is on. Earlier on it was in the hands of Cody Alberts. Now it's in the hands of Margaretta because he's the man that's in pole. He led it by the time the red lights came on and the red flags come out. So it's 5 laps. This is a sprint to the checkered flag as they slowly roll to the line. The moment those lights go off, Marco will plant the hammer and the rest of them as well, as off they go again. Down into turn number 1, you can hear them popping. And look at Michael Lessieur just blast through ahead of Gasperi and making his way up into about P5, 6 is in there behind Dr. Mike Verrier as they work their way out of turn number 1. Up the Joubert straight they go towards turn 2, and Cody Alberts has got his nose up front. Alberts has now got his nose up front with Retta in second. Right behind him is Jess Huggett, Daniel Kutsia. That's the first 4 cars, Gary, working their way out of turn 2 through the kink and towards turn 3 Interceptor.
How they all made it through turn 2, I don't know. There was a good couple of cars that ran very, very wide, and 1 or 2 that cut back across the line as well. So Cody Alberts, that put up his fastest ever lap time in qualifying this morning, got dusted in the first 3 laps by Marco Retta. On the restart, it was all Cody Alberts as opposed to Marco Retta. Down the back, man, they go. Jess Huggett in the absence now of Ahmad and then also Shane as well, Shane Smith. It is now Jess Huggett that finds himself in that 3rd position, and Daniel Kutsia, the Class B leader, is the next man through behind him.
So as the cars work their way out of turn number 5, out of Fastron corner, I was watching Michael Lessieur. He's gone past
Daniel Kutsia's out. Daniel Coetzee out. The folks at home would have seen that. We couldn't have seen it from here.
Yeah, he's slowing right down and pulling that BMW into a pit lane. So that's the end of that. But the man I was talking about is working his way now into turn number 1. That is the Black City Golf of Michael Lucia. He made the move there on Paul Minnick and then on Josef Hendricks as well. And that Class A Golf, it's been out for a long, long time, working its way up the Joubert Straight towards turn number 2. He's chasing down the Golf 5 of Mike Verrier.
Honeywell also running very slowly. Andrew Honeywell, he's still on circuit, but circulating very, very slowly at this stage of the fight. So Retta seems to have the power advantage on Cody Alberts. It didn't reflect in the cold this morning, but it definitely reflects out there now.
Trouble coming out of turn number 2. Jan Tischendorf has spun the Monza around, and Evert de Toy in the Ford Falcon almost made contact there with the Monza of Tischendorf.
Well, the 8 Call 24/7 car up into 4th position. Can you believe it? A brilliant drive for him in the absence, as we say, of Shane Smith and then also Ahmad. It just opened the door wide, and Dr. Mike Verrier, the head honcho of 8 Call 24/7, finds himself in 4th position overall. Michael Lucia had a bomber on the start. I just hope that there's nothing wrong with that start that he did, but he either timed it perfectly. Whoops, somebody's gone off. Somebody's gone off on the exit of turn 5.
I think that might just be that. No, it's not
the Monza.
No, the Monza's going down the back main. He's going very slow. We'll find out now who spun it. We've got trees and the bridge is in the way, so we couldn't pick up exactly who turned that car the wrong way around there. We'll have a look. See, there is a BM coming towards us now. It might be one of our new Class X drivers, but I'm not 100% sure.
Probably. I do believe that could have. I'm not too sure who that is. We'll pick it up as we go. Try and pick up as much as we can. Oh, we got a spinner. That's Paul Minnick. Oh, Paul Minnick on the exit off turn 2, and he's got to wait for a whole bunch of cars to come past. Now the Class B man gets going again.
Yeah, he'll drop in there behind that Chrysler 300, that huge block of flats that's making its way towards turn 3. He'll drop in there just behind that Chrysler, and the Chrysler is in the hands of Andre van der Merwe.
A big seesaw battle up front between Marco Retta and Cody Alberts leading the race, leading Class A. Cody Alberts initially getting the better of Marco Retta. Marco Retta getting past him and then blowing away. Now Cody Alberts starting to close up as they go down towards turn number 1. And I don't know, it can go either way between those two. Jess Huggett not that far behind, but underpowered against the Beamers in front of him. Mike Verrier in the Golf 5 in that 4th position and looking pretty strong. Michael Lucia, the next man that comes through. Class A engine that started a long way back, got a brilliant restart and has got himself up into the top 5.
1 minute 21.920. Marco Retta is the quickest driver out there in car number 50. He is the race leader, making his way towards turn number 3. He's heading towards Interceptor Corner, but Cody Alberts is right on his case as they exit Interceptor Corner and work their way up the Tygerberg Straight towards double right-hander. Seidel van der Merwe sweep. Out of Seidel sweep, turn 4. Down the back man they go. We've got a lap and a bit to go as Cody Alberts is now right on that back bumper there, Gary, of Marco Retta as they race down towards turn 5 Fostron.
I think that Nyan de Toy Racing Power Plant BMW, he knows how to put BMs together, and he's given Marco Retta from Progress Precision a oodle amount of power under the bonnet. And Cody Alberts doing his best lap times ever, but not enough to be able to go to the front end of Class A. There's just 2 more laps to go when they come towards us now. Marco Retta has now broken away from Cody Alberts. 1:21.920 was the previous lap, a 1:22.60, so there's no chance of him breaking out. Jess Huggett in that 3rd position. Mike Verrier, Class X, comes through, and he's in that 4th position. Now Michael Lucia, the flying Mark 1 Golf, the second of the VW products out there, comes through. Then the next one should be Hendricks. Yep, it's Hendricks is the next one that comes through. No, it's Eugene Gasperi that's ahead there of Yusuf Hendricks. Gary Manwaring that has dropped down 1 position. Graham van Rooyen that's come past him.
1:24.530 personal best for Michael Lucia out there on track. But this is the final lap, and the leaders should be making their way out of Seidel sweep. We should see them come down the back main shortly. There they go. Down the back straight they go. And Margaret is now pulling away from Cody Alberts as they make their way down the back straight towards turn number 5. As the camera picks them up now, heading towards turn 5, towards Fostron corner. The checkered flag has been readied here at the start-finish line, Gary, and victory will go to the 5-0 BMW of Margareta.
Yep, the Progress Precision Engineering car sponsored and put together by Neandertoy Motorsport, ahead there of Cody Alberts, Jess Huggett in the Full West sponsored car, and Wesker Bakwerke, the first of the VW products that come through, the second of the VW products that come through, as we said, in the absence of Ahmad and Shane Smith, is Dr. Mike Vera in the ACOL 24/7 Golf 5.
Michael Lessieur is the next man towards the checkered flag. Behind him is a Silver Dream Machine. That's Eugene Gaspari. That finishes his race. And then we wait for Graham van Rooyen. He'll be the next man at the checkered flag as the rest of them just come through. This will be Gary Manwaring. And then Paul Minnick gets to the line just ahead there of Charles Opperman.
Yeah, Minnick finds himself, he's the leading Class B car. Yeah, in the absence of Daniel Kutsia, Paul Minnick, having had the spin and then having to wait for an opportunity to get going again, actually comes up with a class win.
Right, Evert the toy with the Falcon, he finishes his race. Couple of guys ahead of him that's already taken the checkered flag, Kiara van Niekerk being one of them, of Wingfield Motors, and the best price for my car. So that was the opening race, Thermo Fire's Clubman Saloon cars.
Well, folks, I'm going to say ciao for now. I'm going to go play camera with Imisat, and I'll be back with you guys for the GTI Challenge. I'll leave you in the very capable hands of the voice of West France Motorsport, Frank Yennis, the good-looking but slightly aged, just having had a birthday. What's your name again? Francois, I've seen this guy before. Francois Butler, yeah. Happy 32nd. Now you're in your 30s, so yeah, the grey goes with the age, so that's all fine. The nice, slim and trim Emil Tiny Brunt eating all the right stuff and not doing the braai thing as regular as what he was doing before. And then the man that lives and dies for motorsport, Byron Height. That's so knowledgeable. And when it comes to Ford and Friends, that's going to be the voice you're going to be listening to, because Byron Height, he studies these older motor cars, if you want to call it that, and he'll bring you lots and lots of information. What I can tell you, something before I go, Franco Donadio has taken out the Pinto motor and he's put a Cosworth motor underneath the bonnet. He can for this one. So expect that Franco Donadio is going to be a whole heap quicker. But with Mr. DeFoss out there, I think he'll be the pace setter. I'm going to leave it to Byron Height to give you all the finer detail on that one. I'll be back to get going with you for the Alert GTI Challenge later in the day.